going to start off with letting y'all know what today's holiday is off the Jewish calendar. It's I'm going to say it wrong, but it's Rosh Chodesh. How do you say it? Is that it? Rosh Chodesh. And it marks the birth of the new moon for the Jewish calendar. And is also historically when Moses ascended to Sinai for the third time for 40 days. The significance about the 40 days is that this same holiday was when Christ went into the wilderness to fast for 40 days. So this month is a month of divine mercy and forgiveness. And for me, I need some very good forgiveness, and the mercy is always flowing. But for this fast, I can't really do food, so I don't know who can last the 40 days, but to each their own. I'm going to do Facebook and Instagram and won't be messing with that for 40 days. So, see how that goes. Today's scripture, I will be reading out of the Complete Jewish Study Bible, Insights for Jews and Christians. I'll be going to Proverbs. I'm just going to read Proverbs 1 through 5. The Proverbs of Solomon, son of David, king of Israel, all are for learning about wisdom and discipline, for understanding words and expressions, expressing deep insight, and gaining intellectually disciplined life, doing what is right, just, and fair, for endowing with caution with those who don't think, and the young person with knowledge and discretion. Someone who is already wise will hear and learn more. Someone who already understands will gain the ability to counsel well. He will understand proverbs, obscure expressions, and saying the riddles of the wise. Fear of Adonai is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise the wisdom and discipline. My son, heed the discipline of your father, and do not abandon the teachings of your mother. They will be to the grace to your head, a medal of honor for your neck. My son, if sinners entice you, don't go along with them. Suppose they say, "Come with us. We'll ambush somebody and kill them. We'll lay some harmless soul just for fun. We'll swallow him alive like a shoal, whole like whose descend to the pit. We'll find everything he has of value. We'll fill our homes with loot. Throw in your lot with us. We'll share a common purpose. My son, don't go along with them. Don't set foot on their path, for their feet run to evil. They rush to shed blood, for in vain is the net bait. If any bird can see, rather they are ambushing themselves to shed their own blood, waylaying themselves. So are the ways of all greedy for gain. It takes the lives of those who get it. Wisdom calls aloud in the open air and raises her voice in the public places. She calls out at the street corners and speaks out at entrances of the city gates. How long, whose lives with no purpose, will you love thoughtless living? How long will the scorners with pleasure in mocking? How long will fools hate knowledge? Repent when I reprove. I will pour out my spirit to you. I will make my words known to you, because you refused what I called, and no one paid attention when I put out my hand. But instead you neglect my counsel and would not accept my reproofs. I, in turn, will laugh at your distress and mock when terror comes over you. Yes, when terror overtakes you like a storm, and your disaster approaches like a whirlwind, and distress and trouble assail you, then they will call me, but I won't answer. They will seek me earnestly, but I won't find them, because they hated knowledge, and did not choose the fear of Adonai. They refused my counsel and despised my reproof. So they will bear the consequences of their own way, and will be overfilled with their own schemes. For the aimless wandering of the thoughtless will kill them, for the smug overconfidence of the fools will destroy them. But those who pay attention to me will live securely, untroubled by fear of misfortune. My son, if you receive my words and store my commands, inside you, paying attention to wisdom, inclining your mind towards understanding. Yes, if you will call for the insight and raise your voice of discernment, if you seek it at you would if you seek it as you would silver and search for it as forbidden treasure, then you would understand the fear of Adonai and the fine knowledge of God. For Adonai gives wisdom, and his mouth comes knowledge and understanding. He stores up common sense for the upright, a shield to those who conduct is blameless, in order to guard the course of justice and perceive the way of those faithful to him. Then you will come understanding righteousness, justice, fairness, and every good path. For wisdom will enter your heart, knowledge will be enjoyable for you, discretion will watch over you, and discernment will guard you. They will save you from the ways of evil. For those who speak deceitfully, who leave the paths of honesty to walk the ways of darkness, who delight in doing evil, and take joy in being stubbornly deceitful, and from those whose tracks are twisted, and those whose paths are preserved. They will save you from a woman who is a stranger, from a loose woman with smooth talk, who's abandoned the ruler she had in her youth, and forgot the covenant of her God. Her house is sinking towards death, her path leads to the dead. Now none of who go to her return, they never regain the path to life. Thus you will walk on the way of good people, and keep to the path of the righteous. For the upright will live in the land, pure-hearted will remain there. But the wicked will be cut off from the land, and the unfruitful rooted out of it. My son, don't forget my teachings, my commands in your heart, for they will add to you many years of your life, and peace. Don't let the grace of truth leave you. Bind them around your neck. Write them on the table of your heart. Then you will win favor and esteem and insight of God, of the people. Trust in Adonai with all your heart. Do not rely on your own understanding. In all ways acknowledge him, and then he will level your paths. Don't be conceited about your own wisdom, but fear Adonai and turn from evil. This will bring health up to your body and give strength to your bones. Honor Adonai with your wealth, and he will with the first fruits of all your income, and then the granaries will be filled, and your vats overflow with new wine. My son, don't despise Adonai's discipline and his recent reproofs, for Adonai corrects those he loves, like a father who delights in his son. Happy the person who finds wisdom, the person who acquires understanding. For profit exceeds that of silver, gaining her is better than gold. She is more precious than pearls. Nothing you want can compare with her. Life long is in her right hand, riches and honor in her left. Her ways are pleasant ways, and her paths are of peace. She is a tree of life to those who grasp her. Whoever holds fast to her will be madly happy. Whoever holds fast to her will be made happy. Adonai's wisdom founded the earth, in understanding he established the heavens, and by his knowledge of the deep burst open, and the drew consciousness from the sky. My son, don't let these slip from your sight. Preserve common sense and discretion. They will be the life of your being, and grace for your neck. Then you will walk your way securely, without hurting your foot. When you lie down, you will lie and not be afraid. When you lie down, your sleep will be sweet. Don't be afraid of sudden terror or destruction caused by the wicked. When it comes, for you can rely on Adonai. He will keep your foot from being caught in a trap. Don't withhold good from someone entitled to it, when you have in your hand the power to do it. Don't tell your neighbor, go away, come another time, I'll give it to you tomorrow, when you have it now. Don't plan harm against your neighbor who lives beside you trustingly. Don't quarrel with someone for no reason if he has done you no harm. Don't envy a man of violence. They don't choose any of his ways. For the perverse is the abomination to Adonai, but he shares his secret counsel with the upright. Adonai's curse is in the house of the wicked, but he blessed the home of the righteous. The scofful he scorns, but gives grace to the humble. The wise win honor, but fools win shame. Listen, children, to your father's instructions. Pay attention in order to gain insight, for I am giving you good advice. So don't abandon my teachings, for I too was once a child to my father, my mother too. Throughout me and her special darling, thought of me of her special darling. He too taught me, and he said to me, let your heart treasure my words. Keep my commands alive. Gain wisdom, gain insight, and don't forget to turn from the words I am saying. Don't abandon wisdom, then she will preserve you. Love her, and she will protect you. Beginning of wisdom, get wisdom. And along with your greeting, with all you're getting, get insight. Cherish her, and she will exalt you. Embrace her, and she will bring you honor. She will give your head a garland of grace, bestowed on you a crown of glory. Listen, my son, receive what I say, and in the years of your life will be many. I am directing you on the way of wisdom, guiding you in the paths of the upright. When you walk, your steps won't be hindered, and if you run, you won't stumble. Hold fast to discipline, don't let it go. Guard it, for it is your life. Don't follow the path of the wicked, or walk in the ways of evildoers. Avoid it, don't go in it. Turn away from it and pass on, for they can't sleep if they haven't done evil. They are robbed of the sleep unless they make someone fall, for they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. But the path of the righteous is like that of the light of dawn, shining ever bright until the full day. The way of the wicked is like darkness. They don't even know what makes them stumble. My son, pay attention to what I am saying. Incline your ear to my words. Don't let them out of your sight. Keep them deep in your heart, for they are life to those who find them, and health to their whole being. Above everything else, guard your hearts, for it is the source of life's consequences, and the crooked speech out of your mouth. Banish deceit from your lips. Let your eyes look straight ahead, and fix your gaze on what lies in front of you. Level the path for your feet, and let all your ways be properly prepared, and deviate neither right or left, and keep your foot far from evil. My son, pay attention to my wisdom, incline your ear to my understanding, so that you will persevere discretion. With your lips keep watch over knowledge, for the lips of a woman who is a stranger don't drop honey. Her mouth is smoother than oil, but in the end she is bitter as a wormwood, sharp as a double-edged sword. Her feet go down to death, her steps lead straight to Sheol. She doesn't walk to the level of life, path of life. Her course wanders all over, but she doesn't know it. So now, children, listen to me. Don't turn away from what I am saying. Distant your ways from her. Stay far from the door of her house, so you won't give your vigor to others and your years to someone who is cruel. So strangers won't be filled with your strength, and what you worked for will go to a foreign house. Then when your flesh and bones have shrunk, and the end of your life, you would moan, how I hate discipline. My whole being despises reproof. I ignored what my teachers said. I didn't listen to my instructors. I took part in almost every kind of evil, and my whole community knew it. Drink the water from your own cistern, fresh water from your own well. Let it be the spring produced by despised outside, the streams of water flowing in the streets. But let them be for you alone, and not for the strangers with you. Let your fountain, the wife of your youth, be blessed. Find joy in her, a lovely deer, a graceful fawn. Let her breast satisfy you at all times. Always be infatuated with her love. My son, why be infatuated with an unknown woman? Why embrace the body of a loose woman? For Adonai is watching a man's ways. He surveys all paths. A wicked person's own crimes will trap him. He will be held fast by the ropes of his sin. He will die for the lack of discipline. The magnitude of his folly will make him a trotter and fall.